Now these are tough questions. I think the guys that trade in bond pit know that I feel pretty strongly about people that steal trades, okay? And sometimes I get vocal about it. And I don't like it. I don't like when people steal trades. I think if you make a market, you ought to get filled up. And I think there are a couple guys in the bond pit, when they make a market, they go sell it at 6. And that means if you're bidding for it or thinking about bidding for it, or your mother wants them, you know, buy it from me. There are an awful lot of guys in the bond pit though that go, sell it at 6! Boom, boom, you're trying to buy 500 from them and they say 50. Okay? Those are the guys you make a living on. If and when they become transition traders, okay? Or even when you get an opportunity to be a transition trader. Now, I think transition is kind of a cheap term. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? You want to get in the market, okay? And you want to get in the market and you want to be long at the bid or short at the offer. How do you do it? You're standing in the pit. Somebody says, sell it at 6. Sell 300 at 6. Justin Nolan says, sell 300 at 6, and they're 125 bid, okay? So, you sell them as 25, you give the 25 to Justin, I promise you it'll come back to you. It'll come back to you, okay? Not only that, you've done a trade. Now, remember this, there are a lot of people in a lot of pits that lose money, okay? And there are a lot of people that try and turn it sellers when they're never going to turn it sellers. They're trying to turn it bid when they're never going to turn it bid. So don't get in a position where every time somebody says, sell 100 at 6, okay? And you know everybody's sold 7s, just because they're doing it, say 25, because the first thing you'd be doing is buying 25 at 7, okay? Don't do that. When you're a transition trader, you're a transition trader because you're saying in your mind, I want to be a 7 seller. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'll be a 6 seller because I want to be short at 6, okay? I can't tell you how important it is, and I can't tell you how it changes your life. When you're a new trader and you're standing in the pit, you don't have a position on it. You're looking at the tiles in the ceiling. You're like me when I started out. My God, they've got microphones in the ceiling. And I'd stand there and look at them, and I'd look at his and think, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know, and the guy next to me, 6 for 100, 107, 600, and I wouldn't even know what he was talking about, wouldn't even care, because look at the people in the visitors gallery, they're Amish. Do that a lot. Amish people cost me a lot of money. They're interested. Wow, look at that. Okay. You want to be in the market. When it's 6 bid at 7 for 3 hours in any pit, I don't care how strong you are mentally, it's tough to keep involved. Okay, but if it's 6 bid, 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, 4 bid, 5 bid, 6 bid, sell at 6, sell at 5, 6 bid, 7 bid, 8 bid, 10 bid, Charlie's going 14 bid to cover his shorts. Okay? That's fun. Right? That's fun. But it's not fun if you're, it's 6 sell, oh, it's 5 sell, it's 4 sell, it's 6 bid, oh boy, this is great. And you go home, hey, that was work, it was incredible. It was 6 sellers and 5 sellers. That's no good. You want to play. How do you play? You play by being a transition trader. You want to be a 7 seller, it's a light 6 bid. Justin says, sell 200 at 6, say 25, I'll buy 25. I'm okay. I'm short 25 at 6. Geez, that's the biggest trade I ever had. Do I want to be short at 6? Sure, it's 5 sellers. Okay, now, we'll talk about taking a profit later. Okay, transition trading. I'll tell you how to buy those 5s. Transition trading. Gentleman stealing, okay? That's how you trade. That's how you get in fast. And that's how you keep your interest peaked. And remember, if you have a position on, I guarantee you, you're not going to believe how fast and how smart you are. Okay? If I don't have a position on, well, maybe not me because I'm stupid, okay? But if somebody doesn't have a position on, and a broker says, say 10-6, before you go sold, you go 10-6. So who's offering those 7s? Well, I want to be long at 6. What's that man doing? What are those guys over in the new pit doing? So I want to be long at 6. What do I think about this number coming out next Wednesday? I want to be long at 6. You've got 17 variables you got to think about. Do I want to be long at 6? Okay, if you're short 10 at 7, you can't imagine how fast you say sold. If you're an aggressive bidder because another market is doing something, the yen's breaking, you can't imagine, and a 6 is a half edge. You can't imagine how fast you are. So, okay, all of a sudden you get fast. You get fast. I used to go home at night. There was a kid in the bottom named Jeff Abrams. Jeff is no longer with us because Jeff let his losses run too far, and we'll talk about that, okay? But Jeff was the fastest human being in the commodities business, and I've seen them all. He was the fastest. He was faster than Henry Shackman. He was faster than Bobby Goldberg. He was faster than Johnny Musso. He was the fastest Abrams, and Jesus, is he fast? Every time they offer it, he buys. Every time they bid it, he sells it. And he's fast, and he spreads, and he scalps, and he does everything, and he's so fast. And I'll be standing next to him, and I'll say to myself, and I'll tell my wife this, I know I want to buy 6s. I know I want to buy 6s. And he'll be short at 7. And the broker will sell 50 at 6. And we'll both go, sold! And he beat me every time because he had a position on. When you have a position on, you get fast. You get fast and real fast, okay? I don't think I want to say anything more about hidden trades, other than that was good. Okay, does everybody understand the concept of transition trading? Does anybody have any questions about it? Does anybody have any questions about the concept of bidding and offering against another market? Does anybody have any questions about taking advantage of your pit and enlarging your pit size? Okay. One other thing. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Brokers want to trade with people that aren't losers, and they want to trade with people that sound like they're making money, that sound confident. How do you sound confident? A kind of an interesting test is you're at home and you're alone. And you say 6 for 10, and you say a little louder, 6 for 10, 6 for 10, 6 for 10, and you yell it, okay? Are you yelling it in such a manner that it doesn't sound like you're dying, that it doesn't sound like you're scared to death, that it doesn't sound like you're not scared but really are scared, that's why you don't sound like you're scared? As an example, a lot of guys I know talk like this, and if they increase their decibel level, they talk like this and talk like this and talk like this, and they go 6 for 10, 6 for 10. But because they're unsure of themselves and uncomfortable and everything else, when it's time for them to bid, they go 6 for 10. And you've all heard that in the pit. It's kind of a cute trick when you're starting out, because people go, hey, whose voice is that? Okay? After a while, they think you're an idiot, and they think you're unsure of yourself. One thing you want to practice is getting your decibel level up. And let me tell you something, there's nothing more important than a big decibel level, I think, in terms of enlarging your pit size, other than trading humongous size. Get your decibel level up by practicing. You talk in a speaking voice and bring that speaking voice up. Because you don't want to put strange inflections in your voice whenever you bid. And one thing you don't want to do when you're bidding 6 for 10, you listen to yourself and you're embarrassed and you go, oh, geez, golly. And you bid it once, and then an hour later you bid it again because you were embarrassed the first time you did it. You want to get to the point, and this is a real good key to know when you're going to make money trading commodities. You make money trading commodities when you bid for it and offer it, and you don't particularly hear yourself. Okay? When I offer it, I don't hear myself anymore. Sometimes I do. The last 4 days I heard myself. The last 4 days I couldn't believe what I heard, as a matter of fact. When you offer it, and you're not going, God, was that my voice? Like that, then you're a jerk. You're not going to make any money. Practice high decibel levels. We have a broker in a bond pit that stands on the pit on the other side of me. He's a 500-lot broker. He could stand there in an empty pit and scream at the top of his lungs, and I couldn't hear him on my side of the pit. I'll never, as long as I live, understand how I'm really got a deck as big as he did. But he did, okay? You've got to have a big decibel level. And there's got to be something in your voice that says, hey, I want to trade it. Part of it is, come on, try and hurt me. That's part of it. There are guys in our pit, there are guys in every pit that people trade with just because you want to hurt them. There's a guy in a bond pit named Dave Garland, some of you guys know, okay? Dave Garland doesn't say solid 6, he says, solid 6! Fuck you, basically, okay? And if you have a chance, solid, you asshole, okay? And that's what he does. He's a confrontational trader, and that's how he gets his trades. He offers it in a confrontational manner. He gets a lot of trades. I don't believe in the confrontational approach, but I think what you have to do is you have to let people around you know what you want to do. You want to buy 6s. Why do you want to buy 6s? Because you know they've been buying, or the whole pit's short at 7, or the whole pit's short at 8, or the whole pit's short at 5. You want to buy 6s. The outside markets tell you want to buy 6s. So you say, I want to buy 6s, okay? And when you bid that, you say that with the inflection in your voice. Or I want to sell 7s. And the inflection in your voice is confident and loud. Pete Besser's a bond trader. He's a great bond trader. He stands 3 steps down, and his pit goes from corner to corner to corner because everybody can hear Pete. And by God, those brokers say, I want to trade with Pete because he bids and offers all day long. Now, Peter